guys, welcome to Blaugrana United, welcome to another video. And the transfer window has closed. Barcelona don't bring in any new players. That mean no Eddie Garcia, no Memphis Depay. We let go of Rafinha, we let go of Todibo. I'm gonna be discussing that in the next couple minutes. How the squad shapes up. We have 24 players in the first team, and my feelings right now towards what I've been seeing, it's between very annoyed and just utterly ridiculous. And I've been trying to be, more positive, more upbeat, just because I think that it's time for us to, although we need to keep our heads calm and leveled, to transmit a better environment for Barcelona fans all over the world. But with that, what this board does every day, it's utterly ridiculous. And what I said, I did mention this before, like a couple months ago when I did my last couple of Barcelona's for the future, Barcelona's for next season, or for this season. I did say that what we needed the most was for players to go out rather than signing new players. That doesn't mean that we didn't need to sign players. I just said that we mostly just needed to get rid of players. And we did that to a point. Now, when I said that, I meant this, gather some money, gather some cash. And apart from Nelson Semedo, who we have received 40 million euros, we've let go of Rafinha to Paris Saint-Germain, Luis Suarez to Atlético Madrid, Rakitic to Sevilla, Arturo Vidal to Inter, for a combined fee of 2 million euros. All of them, all those 4 players, Rafinha, Suarez, Rakitic, and Arturo Vidal, went to teams that are going to be our rivals in the Champions League. We reinforced them in total for 2 million euros. That's what we got there from. And I recognize that, yes, Suarez had 1 year left on his contract, Rakitic had 1 year left on his contract, Vidal had 1 year left on his contract, and Rafinha had 1 year left on his contract. I'm okay with us making it easier for the likes of Suarez, for the likes of Rakitic. I understand that Arturo Vidal, was going to leave like that, because if you've been advertising yourself that you don't want Rakitic, that you don't want Suarez, that you don't want Arturo Vidal, why are other teams going to offer you money for them when you clearly don't want them? And the case that most upsets me is Rafinha. For one, because I know Rafinha would have been perfect for Koeman. If we didn't get Wijnaldum, if we didn't get Van de Beek, Rafinha was the closest thing that we could have gotten. And he actually would have been perfectly fine. I think actually Coutinho and Rafinha playing the same amount of minutes. Not saying that Rafinha is better than Coutinho, I just think that Rafinha suits better what Koeman wanted out of that number 10 position. And he goes free to a team that has been making it impossible for us every time that we would try to go for one of the players. Marquinhos, Berratti, Thiago Silva, the Rabiot situation where he had 6 months left on his contract and we couldn't even get him that way. And you make it as easy for them as, we'll give it to you on a free, and we all have variables of 3.5 million euros. For that, I would have rather keep Rafinha and, let his contract expire. Hopefully, you get to use him, and if he starts playing well, you renew his contract. And you actually try to get the most out of Rafinha. But that hasn't happened. We didn't do that. Todibo is going on loan to Benfica for a 2-year loan deal. Option to buy of 20 million euros. And I don't know, maybe Todibo is going to do very well. He has competition there. He has Bertongen, Otamendi, Jardel, and Ferro. But who knows, maybe Todibo, if he performs really well, goes ahead and they purchase that 20 million euro buy option. And what we have in the squad left is, well, Barcelona released the squad numbers. We have 24 players. They're staying with the number 1, 2 Dest, 3 Piqué, 4 Ronald Araujo, 5 Sergio Busquets, 6 Carles Aleñá, 7 Antoine Griezmann, 8 Miralem Pjanic, 9 Martin Braithwaite, 10 Lionel Messi, 11 Ousmane Dembélé, 12 Riqui Puig, 13 Neto, 14 Coutinho, 15 Lenglet, 16 Pedri, 17 Trincao, 18 Jordi Alba, 19 Matheus Fernandes, Sergio Roberto with 20, Frenkie de Jong with 21, Ansu Fati 22, Umtiti 23, and Junior Firpo 24. Alright. Things to discuss out of the players that are left in squad. Glad to see Riqui Puig with a first team contract right now. His contract is assumed that's going to happen if he was given a first team shirt. That means that I believe his contract is extended for 2 more seasons until 2023. His current contract expiring in 2021. So that's good to see. Ronald Araujo is given the number 4 shirt. That was assumed already. Matheus Fernandes remains at Barcelona. I'm expecting that we're not going to see him at all. He's going to be carrying the number 19. Surprising how Matheus Fernandes already... He's not even announced as a Barcelona player just yet. Like, without all this... No joke. Matheus Fernandes officially has not been announced as a Barcelona player. Like, he's a Barcelona player, but he's not being announced. There's no being announcement of him. Glad to see... very surprised to see that our number 9, after the departure of our 3rd greatest goal scorer of all time, our number 9, the player that's going to be wearing the number 9 for us this season, is going to be Martin Braithwaite. And this is not the respect to Braithwaite. I like Braithwaite. I think that he's given, fight, he's given tenacity. Overall, he's given a pretty decent attitude. But you're going from Suarez to Braithwaite. Just let that sink in for a bit. I'm glad that Dembélé got to stay, and especially that if he left, that he didn't leave on loan to Manchester United. Because leaving on loan to Manchester United would have been an absolute disaster. Like, United, and this is not to offend Manchester United fans, although you probably will agree with me if you have any sense of reason, that going to United, it's not the best deal ever. And I've seen some people on social media criticizing Dembélé and Todibo for not wanting to leave. Todibo, at the end of the day, he wanted to play. He just didn't want to leave to whatever team. He wanted to leave to a place first where they had a project, and second where he was going to play. They wanted to upload him to Fulham for 18 million euros, but Todibo was like, yeah, sorry, I'm not going to Fulham. You're doing pretty much the same crap that you pulled 2 seasons ago, and you got relegated very, very hard that last time around. So no way I'm going to that project. Dembélé must have thought, well, if I go, Koeman clearly counts on me. It's the board that wants me out. The board is gone in less than a year. Koeman is probably going to give me chances eventually. Like, I understand that I didn't play the game against Celta. I understand that I didn't play the game against Sevilla because of the board, because they've been trying to upload me to Manchester United. No way I'm going to Manchester United, because there is Greenwood, there's Martial, and there's Rashford. So I'm going to have it hard to play. And if I'm going to leave, I want to play minutes, and a lot of them. Therefore, if I stay, that means no Memphis Depay. That means that there's more chances of me to play. With Griezmann performances so far, if there is truly a merit-based system right now, Griezmann is not going to be playing for the next couple of games, at least from the start. So, people blaming that we weren't able to sign Depay because of Dembélé. No, we were not able to sign Depay, or Eddie Garcia for that matter, not because of Todibo and Dembélé, but because of the Brazilians that have been coming in lately. Because I think since 2013, we spent over 50 million euros in random Brazilian players that haven't even debuted with the first team. 50 million euros. Matheus Fernandes hasn't debuted for Barcelona, and he's cost, what, 7 to 10 million euros? Please, let that sink in. It's an transparency. The board have done a horrible job. Rafinha, if he performs well, and I believe that he performed really well for PSG, he'll be a 50 million euro player by the end of the year. I truly believe that. I think that Rafinha, on a normal market, him performing at his regular level, what he did with Celta, if he does it with PSG, he's a 50 million euro player at the very minimum. At the very minimum. By the way, Celta wanted to purchase Rafinha for 10 million euros earlier in the summer, but Barcelona were holding on for the buyout clause of 17. They had the money for 10 million euros about a month ago, and we said no. Now you're giving them away to PSG. Not only are you giving them away to a direct Champions League rival that has laughed at your face every time that you've been trying to come for one of their players, but you'll also receive way less money that you could have received if you just let him go to Celta, a team that directly is not a threat to us at any point for challenging for titles. Like, please someone explain this to me. Like, how can you be so incompetent? Right now I'm really scared for our defense, because our four center backs are Piqué, Araujo, Lenglet, and Umtiti. And Piqué right now, if anything happens to Piqué, if someone, I don't know, if he gets COVID, if he gets a little injury, because, you know, Piqué hasn't had an injury for a while, so he's of a certain age, he's due one already, like he's due, like, you know, probability tells me that he's gonna get an injury at some point this season. You have Araujo, who's really young. I think I have a lot of expectations for Araujo. I think he can do very well, but he's still really, really young. Lenglet, I'm very confident in Lenglet, but he has some games where he, you know, makes mistakes or not what I expect of him. And we have Umtiti that we don't know how his knee is, therefore we don't know how he can perform. We don't know if he's going to be even used during this part of the season. Meaning that, again, Piqué is going to play pretty much everything. He's not at an age where he should be playing that many minutes. And I'm worried, because Jordi Alba, apparently his injury hasn't been that bad, but we'll see what's going to happen. What is going to happen with the forward line? Is Griezmann going to be playing? I'm hoping that he's not going to be playing a lot, because he doesn't deserve it. I have to see more of Pedri, more of Trincao, more of Dembélé. I hope to see more of Riqui Puig now that he has a first team number. We need to see a lot more of Riqui Puig. I'm not saying that Riqui Puig needs to start every game, but at least in a game against Sevilla, last 15-20 minutes, that you need to find a goal, you need to find some creativity and some last key passes. Bring in Riqui Puig. Like, he's perfect for that. Like, key passes wise, he's probably one of the best players in the team in that sense. He'll probably be the best player in key passes in, like, giving that last pass, only behind Lionel Messi and Philippe Coutinho in terms of what we have in the squad right now. Other than that, Riqui Puig is our most decisive player in that sense. He's a player that can dribble. He's a player that has a really good eye to find the last man, and we need that. Ter Stegen is still a couple, you know, he's been already in recovery, but we don't know when he's gonna be back yet. Neto's been doing fairly well, but, you know, he's not Ter Stegen. There's a lot of things to worry about, like, is Aleñá even going to play? I don't know, like, Junior Firpo is still a bit injured, so we're probably going to be seeing Dest and Sergio Roberto for the next game of the season, which, not that I'm complaining that much. Braithwaite, I'm expecting that he's not going to be playing at all, like, at all. And right now this season looks very, very grey for me. I thought that, okay, maybe Braithwaite leaves to West Ham or something, Umtiti goes on loan or we sell it. Todibo, if we sold him or we loan him out, at least bring in Eddie Garcia. Like, if you're going to do that, at least bring in Eddie Garcia. And I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Depay and Eddie Garcia with 6 months left on their contracts. By January, when the January transfer window opens, they're going to be going on even less money. I hope that that's the case. Although I see it hard that, like, that's the problem with what's been going on right now. We have 24 shirt numbers already occupied for this season. That means that we only have one more shirt available. Because in La Liga, you can only field in your first team players with numbers up to from the 1st to the 25th. That means that we can only bring one first team player during the winter transfer window. Because even if Braithwaite left, Depay couldn't occupy his number. He would have to occupy the number 25. Same thing with Eric Garcia. So this is going to be an issue. This is going to be a big issue because the squad is by no means complete. Like, forward line, I think that we're fine. Even if you don't bring Depay, I think that we're fine. Like, Messi the false line, Coutinho, Dembélé, and Ansu Fati, with Trincao, Griezmann, and Pedri competing for the other spots, should be fine. Center backs, I'm a bit worried. I would say if you can get rid of Umtiti and bring in Eddie Garcia, that would, in January, that would be great, and that's necessary. Fullbacks, I think we're fine with Dest, Sergio Roberto Jr. and Jordi Alba. I think that fullbacks-wise, we're fine. Midfield-wise, I don't know. Unless Matheus Fernandes shows up to be, the next Sergio Busquets, we're going to be in problem because we have Sergio Busquets, Pjanic, and Frenkie de Jong as your mainstay central midfielders, with Riqui Puig and Arena as other options, but they're not really midfielders to be playing in a double pivot. So, it's a lot of holes. It's a long season. The season has to end fairly early because there's Euro 2021 coming up, and it's not going to be delayed again, unless something tragic happens with the health situation at the moment. Other than that, there's a lot of things to discuss. And what this board has been doing is absolutely unbelievable. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end for today's video. Sorry for the rant. It's hard because this board makes it really hard to not feel very bad about how things are being run. But anyways, guys, leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next one, Blaugranas.